But like I said, it's all story. The shirt, the design on the shirt, like the Lego one, I got 14 of those coming.
Gosh.
Yeah, there's 14. So there's going to be 4 large, 4 extra large, 3 mediums, and 3 small. But that's it. And those are the Lego ones, and that's on the website. But that story was in 1975 when Lego came out with a set called the Lunar Lander set. There was the Lego rover made in Legos, and I love that thing. And so I put it on a shirt that looked like Miami Vice, where it had the palm tree over the Testarossa. I did this palm tree over the Lego set. So they're all that elaborate stories. Like I said, it's more art than fashion.
Listen to the vibes.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Listen to the Vibes. And I have here the one and only Brad Strickland, who is an architect, an entrepreneur, TV star. I mean, he does it all. He does it all. Man, you've been on television several times. So,
I have.
Yeah.
That's
Tell
true.
everybody which all shows you've been on.
Well, didn't I get you on a pilot? Weren't you part of the pilot?
You might
I got
have.
you on the pilot with A&E. Yeah, too bad I didn't get picked up. But I remember you were part of that. So I've been on a few shows. I've shot a lot of stuff, but only a few things air. You can be involved in a whole lot of Hollywood, never makes it. But $1 billion buyer, that was the big one. That was about 5-6 years ago. Been on the Little Couple with Dr. Jen and Bill. Bill's really cool. Jen she's exactly what you think. We just decorated her Christmas tree. Me and Martin did. Well, he decorated the whole house. I focused on the Christmas tree. Basically, anytime I'm on TV, it's design related. Design, architect, cool stuff. Even Tori Spelling's show, Craft Wars. I was on there with Kirk, and we did a toy box. We didn't win that one. We got our butt handed to us. But yeah, I am on TV, but not so much me. My work. My work is good. It's fun. People enjoy my work, my designs. So
you've got a new entrepreneurial. What do you want to call it? Is it a clothing company?
It's art. It's just art.
Just art. Well,
it's just art.
I never wear white, so
you
feel
look
privileged
so
today.
Good in it.
I have on one of your designs.
Yes, the Oceans and Rocket Street sign. That is, you look really good in it. I'm sure your wife told you that. But yeah, the part of being creative, you want to be in balance. You don't want to be a workaholic and then you don't have any family. You don't want to be all in your family because then you're broke because you didn't go work. So this whole thing of balance, part of my balance is I got to have this artist outlet. And for about 3 years, from 2017 until about 2020, I actually started doing all my art. I'm very into papercraft and that sort of thing and compositions. But it took so long to get the payoff. It could take 5-6 months to complete a piece. Like the R2 dots, that piece took at least 7-8 months. And so simultaneously, people love my designs and my buildings, my restaurants or hotels or the houses and the barndominiums. And they can't afford them, but they can afford maybe my art. But then there's a lot of people that couldn't afford my art either, which I'm okay with that. But as an artist, it's like a fire hydrant. I just have ideas and I just want to keep on producing, and what goes around comes around. If I give into the universe, maybe it'll come back, right? So I started the shirts as an exercise in art, and I'm holding fast to that. As you know, as of right now, you can't buy any of my stuff. There's nothing available for purchase. That's going to change probably in a week or two, because I've finally got all of my friends and family have a shirt. You have the pullover. Yes. And the button ups are, if you go to oceansandrockets.com or BoMoSo.com, will get you there also. They're all up until this point have not been for sale. It's been over a year, and everybody I think pretty much has one now. And I'm about ready to roll out with 2. One is going to be this one, Einer's Garage collab with Oceans and Rockets. This, I'm so pumped about this. I just got the t-shirts in. And so that'll be our first actual foray in it. It's not cheap. I don't work for poor people, so they're not cheap, and they're not very many of them. I'm only doing little tiny. If you meet me in person, that's pretty much your only chance of getting one, because I don't think you'll be able to buy them online. You can try. I'm going to try to put it out online, but whatever happens, happens. But it's mainly art, and if you've seen it, there's a story behind each piece. just like my properties, the real estate I do. There's a story behind it, a name, a story. I'm trying to provoke emotions. I always want to provoke emotions in whatever I'm doing. And so, yeah, all those are very nostalgic. The Oceans and Rockets are for playfully successful people or on the journey of playfully successful. So, yeah, they're not for everybody, but the people who get them have been really, really receptive. They really like it. So, okay, I'll shut up about that unless you want to keep jamming on that. I'll talk about some more.
Well, it's more than just the shirts. I mean, the box that it comes in is art in itself. Are you able to show the box off?
Yeah. This is like the regular button-up box. I mean, it's got Legos holding it together. There's some videos on my website and on TikTok showing off these boxes. But that was probably the biggest reward for me as an artist, was having that go from inside my brain to something I'm actually holding. To get to this box probably took 3 months. There's probably 15, 20 iterations of it as I would fine tune like the Legos and all that. Of course, then there's the other boxes. The shirt yours came in as a triangle shape. And then I got a fourth box, and it's going to be basically kind of like a telescope. But like I said, it's all story. The shirt, the design on the shirt, like the Lego one, I got 14 of those coming.
Gosh.
Yeah, there's 14. So there's going to be 4 large, 4 extra large, 3 mediums, and 3 small. But that's it. And those are the Lego ones, and that's on the website. But that story was in 1975 when Lego came out with a set called the Lunar Lander set. There was the Lego rover, it made in Legos, and I love that thing. And so I put it on a shirt that looked like Miami Vice, where it had the palm tree over the Testarossa. I did this palm tree over the Lego set. So they're all that elaborate stories. Like I said, it's more art than fashion. I wear my own stuff all the time because it's me. It's my stuff. I love it. And I know you don't wear white. I don't think I've ever seen you in white. But dude, you're looking good in that shirt. I really mean it. So yeah.
The only time I've ever had a white shirt on is when I was wearing a suit.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I guess I feel privileged. This doesn't happen for everyone.
No. I'm sure your wife probably liked a different variety of a look. I don't wear black. And so I started wearing black a year or two ago, and now I wear it all the time. But you got to change. You got to grow. You got to change. Keep some variety going on.
Well, Brad come to visit me and my wife. We met up at a restaurant. I see him carrying these boxes in, and I'm thinking, did he bring us a cake? Because it looked like a pastry box in the beginning, and then I saw it from the top view, and I'm like, oh my God, this is gorgeous.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
And then you hand me a wallet, which I should have brought the wallet with me, but I didn't.
Yeah. Here's mine.
And even the carrier for that. Yeah, that's incredible.
Thank you, dude. Now I love the box for the wallets. So yeah.
It's
like
a puzzle.
Also?
You gave me a wallet too.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm very surfer boy. Like I said, it's a lot of nostalgia in there. The playfully successful, they're my age. There's the people that are successful and they're just pricks, or they're jerks, or they're just like misers, and they're never going to be an Oceans and Rocket guy, And I think BoMoSo as like Nike Air Jordan, BoMoSo Oceans and Rockets, or like Mercedes AMG. I think of Oceans and Rockets as BoMoSo and BoMoSo as Oceans and Rockets. It's just my outlet for my art. And the paper craft is so powerful, like the way you have to literally deconstruct. I mean, I could run off and go get some, but you and I are on a short. Well, maybe I'll come back and we'll do that. I was unprepared. I didn't know you were going to go into this, but I am flattered. I am so excited about being able to release those first 14 shirts. And the shirt you're wearing, I think I've got 2 of those, a small and a medium. So, like, it's just me. It's not no big company behind me. I'm not Louis Vuitton or Nike or Vans. So,
well, the shirt tells a story. You pull up the sleeves. On the inside, there's a story. I think, don't you have a story on some collars?
On the collar, if you pop the collar, it says ole, 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 ole. And, I played soccer. And so whenever you score a goal, it's Ole, 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 ole. So I have a friend, every time he buys another shopping center, he would buy a gold watch. And he ended up with just so many gold watches. Obviously, he's a very successful, very wealthy man. And he got tired of it. And so I thought, I kind of do the same thing. If I do something really good, I might go out for dinner. I don't get a gold watch. And so as life would progress, I would go and get new shoes, or I like Robert Graham. Those shirts are fun. And I'd get a new Robert Graham just to celebrate whatever I accomplished. And then I realized these are trophies. And if you go on Oceans and Rockets, you'll see trophy is, you're not buying a shirt. These are trophies, and they're pricey. And because they're handcrafted, it's just me. So if you like it, there's a few out there. There's one guy in Colorado who's got the Batman one with it says POW on it.
Mhm.
I'm jealous because when I sent that in the mail, I was like, dang it, I wish, because there'll never be another one like that.
Right.
Like the way it came out was so good. Now I can do the same graphics, but each shirt is kind of like, if you heard of upcycle, where you start with like a shirt and you just make it better. That's kind of where I've started. The same thing that Virgil did with Off-White. I know you don't know those names, but in my world, Off-White, Virgil, even a Mary out in California did the same thing. He put like AC/DC t-shirts on the back of jean jackets, and that's how he started. Mary's incredible designer too. So anyway, I go into fashion, no problem, because I kind of live there now. Yeah, I got my own brand in a way. Yeah.
Well, your creativity led to them remodeling a whole restaurant out at the what is
Galveston.
it? Yeah, close to
Talking about
Galveston.
Hummingbird. Yeah, Hummingbird Resort.
Well,
Yeah.
also at the pizza place.
Oh, the pizza place. Yeah. No, that was because of a Tillman Fertitta organization. They had Martin and I redo the pizza arcade, and the theme, the arcade is themed in space. Yeah. I think we might have covered some of that in the first time I was on your show, but for those who haven't, you should go back, and I go deep into my architecture and design back then, but it's probably been a year or two. So yeah.
It's been a few
the fashion stuff is new. And since I've talked to you, I came up with the floating golf course and the floating neighborhoods. And the golf course is like Tiger Woods putt-putt. I did one floating because a friend of mine, a partner of mine, he has a giant lake. So what do? Well, I think you should go do putt-putt in the middle of the lake. It's kind of like, who puts a castle on wheels? Well, this guy, right? So I just don't ever stop when it comes to creativity. Kyle, I was thinking about something for a while now, and I guess this would be a good place for me to kind of extrapolate on. But how people like work out their muscles to get fit, and they watch their diet and everything. And then there's people who like read books and become really smart in different areas. But since I was probably 16, I have a creative workout that I actually do every single day, just like other people would read a book or go to seminars or work out and eat their pasta, whatever it is those guys do. And I've been doing that for so long, I didn't realize other people didn't do it. And I have had a creative workout my whole life. And I think that's why I'm able to come up with a drawbridge in the middle of a house, right? And I can just go on and on. The creativity and all this, I think it comes from working out. And so, if you don't use a muscle, apathy will make it dead. I think most men die at age 25 and live out quiet lives of silent desperation. That's Benjamin Franklin. But most people can't save themselves for, the only thing that's going to change your entire life, and I think I said this on the first podcast, the first time I was on, is the muscle between the ears.
Mm-hmm.
You're only one idea from changing your entire life. One idea can change your trajectory and your children's life and the great-grandchildren. If you want to be a Rockefeller and have legacy wealth, you're only one idea away. But because you say can't, well, that turns off the muscle. If you say can,
Right.
then when you go to sleep, like, well, how can I make that levitate? Yeah, it breaks the laws of physics, but I'm not saying can't yet. Because I have exercised and I'm probably, if you could see my creativity muscle, it's pretty jacked. I mean, obviously the stuff that, there's bad ideas I don't show anybody, Kyle. I've got shirts. I was even telling my son, I will never actually release this one. This looks so bad. And that's true about even every album. Not every song is perfect from Kiss. Did I say that?
Oh, I
take
you
it
didn't
back.
say that.
I take it back. Kiss is amazing. Yeah, the workout, I think, is now it's evident at my age and my career position that I'm able to filter out the bad ideas, and I'm on top of good ideas like crazy. Yeah, I'm just constantly working out the creative muscles. Like I started off in architecture and I maxed out my 10,000 hours as an expert very early in life. I know I shared that story. And so for me to continue to progress is when I set that in place. I set that in motion. When we did the Bar Kings pilot, when we shot that, I was terrified for like a month if it got picked up. What if they actually start producing the show and Martin, I have to start building an amazing over the top, home bar, a bar for private residents. Holy cow, how do you do that? It's like asking a comedian to be funny every single week. And they'll all tell you it takes a year to 2 years to get a good stand-up routine, an hour set. You can't just show up and be amazing every single week. So that forced me to even work those muscles more, come up with a system so I have a system to become very creative very quickly. And it has a whole lot to do with the story or the seed. And from there you can go, like if I say horror movie, well, now you got your genre, right? If I say rom-com, romance comedy, you got a genre. And that's not even a title, and this all came from that pilot. Was the terrifying thing. Well, how do I come up with an amazing bar next week? And then another one next week? How do I go 9 seasons? Like I had high hopes for that. Privately, I do really the same thing. It's the same thing. I have to have an amazing house that nobody wants boring house. I mean, you're spending the largest purchase of your life and you're going to buy just something like everybody else. The most flattering in my career has definitely been when people say, I refuse to buy anything other than a BoMoSo. And I love it when the little kids, they'll go through one of my houses and they'll say, when I grow up, I want to have a BoMoSo. They don't say a house. They say, when I grow up, I want to have a BoMoSo. I've heard that from a 15-year-old, 12-year-old. I've heard it from little 7-year-olds, all races, all walks of life. And that's very flattering to me because, I'm provoking these emotions. And I always thought, I'm provoking the emotions in the 50-year-ish old white male guy. But it turns out that we all have rom-com emotions. We all enjoy it. We may not say it. We do like sci-fi. We like Star Wars and Star Trek and occasionally the horror movie. And a comedy, we love a good Jim Carrey flick or whatever. And so whatever emotions I'm trying to pull out in a particular design project, I love it because it translates down to the kids. A kid knows it's a cool Lamborghini. A kid knows that. It's like, dang, this is a cool car. That means that designer of that Lamborghini nailed it. A lady walks by, a lady doesn't know if you got money or not, but it's like, oh, that's a good car, right? Guys that are motorheads, they know every detail about it, but the whole world can see good design, say that's a good design, and there's science behind it, and I can go into that too, but you are a special person, Kyle.
Going to look at some of the stuff that you've created as far as homes go, there was stuff that I saw that I didn't even know that I wanted, that I'd never seen before. I'm looking at it, I'm going, you know what? I want that. I want that. Yeah. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. I've heard that phrased several times. I've had people gone through one of my houses and then they're say, okay, so this is like 300 grand or 400 grand, depends on the lots, but let's say it's 300 grand. So when they go to buy another house for 300 grand, they're going, well, why do I have this big, stupid attic? Why don't I have a view out my backyard? Like if you start comparing apples to apples, then you'll really get in trouble because I'm doing things at a price point that's usually reserved for mansions. You'd see these kind of cool features. I do 2-story master closets. No, I don't. I just get rid of the attic above the closet and I put a little ladder. We all have the attic pull down ladder. That's all I did, but I made it permanent, made it gorgeous, put books and shoes. And anyway, I can go on features. I mean, my BoMoSo philosophy is centered around emotions. And right now that philosophy is up to 86 pages. Each page has 20 ideas on it. And so if I ever look at a house, I already know I can't put every one of my ideas into it. We passed that a long time ago. Any one of BoMoSos will be 3 ideas, 3 to 5 ideas. And then, we'll put a copper plate on the front porch, because this is the autograph. No other builder does that. And so because they're building a house, I'm building a piece of art. We register it. The next batch of houses I'm doing, I'm actually issuing the NFT, not for the NFT, it's valuable, but for the authenticity. I don't want other builders going around putting a copper plate on their front porch and saying, oh yeah, Brad designed it. I have a registry. You can look up the address. I'm like, no, that was built by, it was designed by. I haven't really built but the one. But I partner with lots of builders now. I got inquiries all the way from Scottsdale all the way to Florida. and all just people see the plans online. They say, how do we work together? Well, let's partner up. And I've got 5 different ways I can partner up with anybody. So that's why the registry is important. If you just slap that on the porch, it's not 21 human senses being thumped. It's not a story. It's not been thought out at a level. When you start when at 13 years old, which I did, I've designed more houses than most people ever even consider designing in the first 10 years out of architectural school. And I've done it because I had to survive. Well, who needs something designed? I'm right here. Well, now I have to throttle how much work I take. I don't just take everybody.
Brad, I look forward to the next thing that comes up, and that'll probably be tonight. You'll be calling me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, I've come up with a new idea. But but man, you definitely need to come back and show us some of your stuff, man.
Yeah, I will. I'll come back. Yeah, and we're going to have a private pop-up shop, so maybe you can come and explore the pop-up. It's by invite only, but you'll be on that invite list. So
sweet.
All right.
Well, thank you again for coming and spending some time with me. And
you bet.
Also want to thank all you folks out there. If you are new to the channel, well, I hope you'll come back. Hit that subscribe button. From our regulars, you guys rock because you make it possible for me to do this. Until the next one, everyone, please take care. Be kind to one another. God bless and peace.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Listen to the Vibes. You can catch us on Buzzsprout or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, and on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at The Vibes Broadcast Network